Welcome back, everybody, to Final Fantasy XIV Online with Roselore Serafina. If I remember rightly, we were going to talk to Wymond, but do you know what? I have two words for you. Materia, melder. Do you know how I've been complaining about, oh, I wish I could meld this materia, but my gear level's too high and my crafting level's not high enough? I don't believe any of you I don't believe that none of you actually told me I could just toddle up to a materia melder and meld my materia. I've been playing this game, let me check, for 1499 hours, according to Steam. That's a little bit longer than I thought I'd been playing it, but anyway, 1499 and a half hours of play, and I have not cottoned onto the fact that I don't need to be a crafter to meld my materia. Once I've done the initial quests, all I need to do is find this lovely fella somewhere in here. Let me just look at my map. I'm hoping to find him. He's like a little... Okay, there's my repairs dude. So what we're looking for is a materia melder. I don't see him here. I wonder if maybe I haven't unlocked him with Roselore. We're going to have to do this. We are on a mission now. Alright, we're going to go. Let me just let go of that. Where's my home base set? No, we're not going to Ul'dah. We'll come back to Ul'dah. We'll do this the expensive way. Now, there is a materia melder, I think, in Limsa Laminza. So we've got all of this materia that we haven't been able to use. And then we've got all of the stuff. Let me just see if I can find him on here before I run you everywhere without the whole thing. I'm pretty sure there's a materia master here. Let's go see what he's all about. I know, you're gonna have to go all over the countryside looking for one now. We want Hawker's Alley. He was down here, wasn't he? Independent mender. We might just fix our gear while we're at it. Yeah, repair all. Why don't I just check and see what gear I can put on? Maybe I've gotten better gear since then. No, we're good. We're in our best ever gear. That's good. Diemonger, Marketport, Summoning Bell, Supplier. So anyway, we've been looking for this materia, like being able to put materia on things, because we've got this high level materia that we really want to use. And it never occurred to me, because I know we've done the quest where it actually tells us we can do this. And then of course I've completely forgotten about it. I've lost him. Where's he gone? No, he was right down there. Alright, let's go. Right. So I did this the other day with my other character, my mostly off-screen character with my little kitty cat. And she... Materia melder. Here he is. Look, see this guy here with materia melder over his head? If we go into him, we go materia melding, we go up here, it defaults to inventory, but if you click on this little button here, or on either of these arrows, the arrows will move things as well, but if you just click on this little button here, you can go down to your equipped gear. You can say, my god, I would really love to have some materia on this. Now, what materia do you want? Well, that's a very good question. What have we got in our inventory? Sweet nothing. Well, we're going to have to fix that. To do that, we're going to have to go over here. So Shift Control I, because I stick all my materia in my Chocobo saddlebag. But I don't want to pull all of that out, because that's a lot of materia, and I don't want to fill up my spaces. We're going to go and into our character. Let's see. Come over here, character. You're in the way. I know, I'm going to move her later and whine about the fact she's in the way again. Maybe I should just move her to here, and that to over here, and this to, I don't know, maybe this to over here. There we go. Alrighty. And I've always said, I don't know what these stats do. Alright, so your strength, if you hover over it, it actually tells you what you're supposed to do. So your strength will tell you it affects the physical damage dealt by gladiators, marauders, dark knights, gunbreakers, pugilists, lancers, samurais, reapers, thaumaturges, arcanists, red mages, pictomancers, conjurers, astrologians, sages, and blue mages' arms. That would be this thing here. Okay, if you go down to Dex, it affects the physical damage dealt by rogues, vipers, archers, machinists, and dancers' arms. So if you are any of these classes listed under strength, you want high strength. If you're any of these classes listed under Dex, you want a high Dex. If you are under Vitality, well, I guess we'd all could do with a little bit more hit point levels. Okay. When you are a DPS, you need a high intelligence apparently because it affects your attack magic potency when your role is DPS. And when you are a healer, you would like a nice high mind thing because it affects your attack magic potency when you are a healer, but outside of that, any other class that does healing magic, it affects their healing magic potency. Okay, so that's what these things do. Down here we have our critical hit, which affects the amount of physical and magic damage dealt, as well as the hit points restored. The higher the value, the higher the frequency with which your hits will be critical, and the higher the potency of your critical hits. So that's kind of importance across the classes. Determination affects the amount of damage dealt by both physical and magic attacks, as well as the amount of hit points restored by healing spells. I apologize if you guys knew this, but this has taken me a really long time to actually find out where to find the things I need to know. So I'm going to go through it for anyone else who is as well, who maybe missed it just like I did. I feel really silly, but anyway, your direct hit rate, which as you would expect, like I guessed it affected how many times I hit. What I didn't realize, it actually lets you deal slightly more damage than normal hits. So direct hits deal slightly more damage, so you want to be able to do more of them more often. The higher the value, the higher the frequency with which your hits will be direct. Higher values will also result in greater damage for actions which guarantee direct hits. Boom, we want that. Defense, as you would expect, affects the amount of damage you take. The higher the value, the less damage, that's always handy. Magic defense affects the amount of damage taken by magic attacks. So this is physical attacks, that's magic attacks, blah blah blah. Attack power, amount of damage dealt, as you would expect. Skill speed affects both the casting and recast timers, as well as damage over time potency for weapon skills. Alright, so you have more potent dot attacks and auto attacks. The higher the value, the shorter the timers, and the higher the potency. That's kind of important. Alrighty, over here, attack magic potency affects the damage dealt by magic attacks. As you'd expect, healing magic, ditto, the amount of hit points restored. Spell speed. Okay, this one has a little bit more. I just thought it was how fast you cast your spells, but in actual fact, as well as affecting both the casting and recast timers for spells, because the higher the value, the shorter the timers, we kind of guessed that from just the description. What I didn't realize, it also affects the spell's damage over time or healing over time potency, so they're actually more effective with spell speed, and that I didn't know. Tenacity. Now, these are all your general ones that kind of everyone gets. And then you have your role-specific skills. So for Paladin or Gladiator, Tenacity affects the amount of physical and magic damage dealt and received, as well as your hit points restored. The higher the value, the more damage dealt, the more hit points restored, and the less damage taken. Only applicable when the role is tank. So tanks, you need a high level of this because it makes your healer's job easier and keeps you alive, in case you hadn't already worked it out. Piety affects MP regeneration. The regeneration rate is determined by piety, only applicable when in battle and your role is a healer. Now, I'm not sure why that would make it our Paladin's role, unless, of course, it also affects how they do. But I would assume that if you have a stat under role, then it's applicable to your role and really important. So all of these are kind of good, and we're always struggling with how do we make it better. So one of the ways is you up your gear, but the other way is you get your materia and you increase that. Now, gear level affects the level of materia that you can add to it, and we'll find out in a minute if we can add this high level materia to gear that's only at level 46. So I'm thinking we can probably materia that on our own. So why don't we check that out first? And then I'm going to grab one of my crafters or my healer. Okay, so Because what I did forget to do is grab out any... Oh, Savage Aim. Yeah, let's go. I need my character. So, because I'm still learning, getting my head around this. Alright, so if you look at Savage Aim, it gives you critical hit. And Savage Aim, the name, you kind of think, oh, maybe it's just for things that, you know, fire missiles. No, it's actually for everybody, because critical hit is everyone. Okay, affects your physical magic damage dealt as well as your hit points restored. Okay, so Savage Aim is good. Savage Might gives you Determination. Determination affects the amount of damage you deal in physical and magical attacks, as well as the amount of hit points restored in healing spells. Over here, Quick Arm material is Skill Speed. Skill Speed affects casting and recast timers, but also the potency for your damage over time, weapon skills, and auto attacks. Battle Dance Materia gives you Tenacity, which is important for physical and magic damage dealt and received, as well as hit points restored, and only applicable when the role is tank. So tanks, that stuff is good. Gatherer's Guidon and Craftsman's, we probably don't need to worry about that right now because we're not running a crafter at this point. We'll worry about that in a minute. So I'm going to just grab, you know what, I will grab all of that stuff out. So I'm just going to remove all. We'll pop it all back in the saddlebag in a minute. But we have a lot of this, and we have a lot of gear, and we might as well stick this on everything just to give ourselves a little bit more of an edge. I am going to do my crafters, so I'll grab my crafting stuff. So yellow, you have Battle Dance, and I think you also have, yeah, Battle Dance gives you Piety. Sorry, Piety gives you Piety, Battle Dance gives you something else. But Battle Dance and Piety are both yellow. I know, brain, not braining. So instead of having to try and get your crafter up to some obscene level in order to be able to apply your materia, you can go to the nice man who is a materia melder. So let's see what we can actually apply ourselves first. So we'll just right click on main hand, we'll go to meld, and it looks like, and it'll bring both of the things we can put stuff on. Right, what do we really want? What's our lowest score? Piety is really low, but that's healer. So determination would be good for more damage. Critical hit would be good if we're doing a lot of battles. But determination is my lowest. We might see if we've got anything that gives us a bit more of that. We're not a very determined paladin. Well, we have to fix that then. Here we are, determination +2. +3. Alright. Can we meld? Can we meld this? Yes, okay, so I can definitely meld my own stuff with this. So here I am standing in front of the guy teasing me the fact I can do my own melding. I did not mean that. Alright, I'm going to put some critical on this one because I might as well. I probably should have done that the other way around. Right. When you've melded something or had something melded or removed your melding and upgraded it, you need to update your gear set. Because otherwise you'll get that little warning up that says not everything's available. That's because you haven't updated your gear set, so the stuff that you've attached to the gear hasn't registered. Rightio, now, what were we whining about last time? Let me just go to my classes and jobs. Alright, so White Mage is on 63. We go over to a Disciple of the Hand stuff. What's my highest level? What are we working on? Armourer. Let's grab our Armourer's stuff. Let us make sure we've got the highest level gear on that we can have. Yep. Right, I'm not sure if any of my gear... It's all got... Yeah, okay, so it's all been melded. We've melded that to the max. Alright, let's go over to my White Mage. Alright, nothing's been melded, and that's because I can't meld anything to it because my gear level is too high, and it looks like I should probably be looking to fixing it because it's a little bit dented. Not surprising. Okay. So if we were to try and meld to this, I think we get the error message. What does she need? We go to attributes. Tenacity and piety, but her healing, to do more healing, she needs more determination, and that's her lowest stat. So let's see if we can get her some determination. Okay, you must be a level 58 Disciple of the Hand to meld this materia, and that's because of the level of the gear. So this is what was frustrating us last time. So we don't need to give up and put up with stuff that we can't meld. Now we need our materia melder. go over here to Materia Melding. We go into equipped gear if it's gear we're wearing it. And we can just pay the nice man to give us some more determination. Okay, he does a melding fee. He can actually just put this on. So now our healer is going to be a lot more healy than she was. I'm just going to actually put one of these on each of this. We'll have our most determined healer ever. I feel really silly for having missed this. Let me just pull up my stats again. Alrighty, so what do we want? A spell speed is kind of good. I always whine about not being fast enough. Let's put a little bit of that on. So we're paying 150. Alright, so make sure you've got the gold to do it. And we're just going to put her speed on her boots, because that makes sense. But when you can't meld to something and you've got stuff you want to meld, this is kind of helpful. Spell speed, how fast you cast, but also your potency, if I remember rightly. Let me just double check that. Yeah, your healing over time potency and your spell's damage over time. As a healer, it's kind of really important to be able to do that. Alrighty. What else did I think was good for a healer? Piety. Yes, we really need our MP regeneration to be as high as we can make it. So let's go find some piety. And we will whack as much of that stuff on as we can, because MP regeneration is sort of kind of maybe just a little bit important. I'm probably going to balance a little bit of MP regeneration with, is it the speed that gives me, skill speed gives me, oh that's over time potency. Spell speed gives me, yeah, damage over time or healing over time potency. Determination, yeah, hit points restored by healing spells. Maybe that's just receiving them though. Piety, so it's piety. Alrighty, we got this. So what did we say? We wanted piety and spell speed. What did spell speed do again? Yeah, I know. Learning it, well, eventually it'll be in my head, and that'll be good. Potency, healing over time potency. So what was it? The higher the value, the higher the frequency, and the potency of critical hits. And determination. I think determination is important. Let's see that. So yeah, so it was kind of like an eye-opener to discover that I didn't have to be able to do it all myself, which is kind of cool. Alright, I am going to put a little bit more spell speed on because I want to be able to do things faster. But we'll just grab a little bit more piety because, like I said, that regen is important. As we get better gear, we're going to get more stuff. So let's grab that spell speed. Quick tongue materia. So we've had all of this materia that we could have been using for ages, and now we can use it. I'm going to go and find the mender in a minute because wow, I have taken a beating. So now maybe our healer will be a little bit more long-lived and a little bit more effective. So there you go. That was my, after 1400 hours of play, lesson that I don't need to do it myself. I can actually go to the mender and pay for it, and I believe none of you told me that. But anyway, maybe you forgot like I did, or you're waiting to see how long it took me to cotton on. Both fair calls. Don't forget to update your gear set when you've done it. And there we go. Our healer is now a little tiny teeny bit more effective than she was. But if it's that one point that's preventing you from doing what you need to do, then it's worth putting on 1 point. Mind you, when you change your gear up, don't forget to fix your stuff. Let me just zip into this. I am pretty sure. No, I don't need to repair that. Alright. Did I need to repair any of this? Because my crafting gear takes an absolute walloping when we have a crafting thing, and it's kind of important for it to get fixed. Let me just check my botany gear. Don't remove it. What are you thinking? You know what? I'm pretty sure that there is a way we could just do this. This is so much quicker, because I bet when we go into the character again. Oh wow, yeah. See, just fix everything in the armory chest, which would be everything that is not equipped right now. So this means you can just repair everything. So there you go, guys. Melding materia to your gear that you're not a high enough crafting level to meld, and repairing gear en masse rather than changing through every single class that you own. And we might as well just have a look. There's nothing in the inventory. Okay, so we've spent a small fortune. Now we're going to go back to Ul'dah and speak to Wymond. And we're going to do that by using our home button. So I hope that that was as helpful for you as it was for me, and that I didn't just bore you silly with something that you knew already. But that's made me a very happy little bunny. We're going to go talk to Wymond. I am dueling up my paladin as well as my, let me just check my character classes, as well as everything else. We're unlocking all the things. This is my unlock all the things character. I should be busy clearing stuff. Levin and impression. What time is it? You know what? Why don't we see what duties in the duty finder we need to put up? And see how we go. Now, like I said, I tend to put stuff into Duty Finder rather than into Party Finder, because I always just assume that if there's a quest that I need to get done, there's someone else who needs to do it too. And I kind of like the idea that maybe if I put, let's not sign into that as a paladin, because I haven't done enough paladining to do it well. But I always assume that there is possibly something I need to do. Let me just see. Fear and Odin in the Shroud is Earth's Fount. Okay, there it is. Levin and Impression, the Striking Tree hard. So it looks like we're putting in some trials today. Out of the blue, I think I probably, oh no, that's the Blue Mage quests. That's right, I was thinking that that was something else. Let me just go into my journal again. So what I do now when I play with my off-screen character, what I found works is you never know what is going to interest someone at any single time. And so those quests that you could wait ages on, for months on end, could suddenly become popular. I don't know if I want to do the ultimate ballad today. Magic-technical difficulties is important. It's for unlocking something, and I can't remember what, but please bear that in mind. There was an excellent YouTube video on it I saw the other day, and I didn't know it was important for unlocking it because I kind of just do the side quests anyway. But yeah, there you go. The other thing I found that's working fairly well for me is I put my main job through the story quests only, and then I put the next job I want to level up, I put that through the side quests. That's kind of working okay. Right, where are we at? The Ultima weapon. Great. I know. Oh, there we go. Ultima's Bane. Alright, what else? What else have we signed up for that we need to... King of the Hull. Hullbreaker. I've got to go speak to someone for that one. Yeah. And then it should unlock Hullbreaker Isle. Legacy of Allag. Summary. Alright. Okay, so now that we've decided what we're doing, we've had a good look through. Striking Tree, Earth's Found. Minstrel's Ballad. Is that everything? Oh yeah, because the other ones we have to go talk to people for. Let's hit join as a healer. Make sure we do the class we want to be. Don't do what I did. My first ever tanking time. I was level 60 or 70, and I accidentally joined a thing as a tank. and I did not have a clue what I was doing. The other tank was quite cranky with me, which is understandable because I messed things up quite badly. But there you go. We got the hang of it, but really it was not great. Let's go with our little paladin. We're going to talk to Wymond. After her own heart, Wymond believes it would be best if you assisted Inspector Hildibrande with his investigation. Well, Roselore, you might as well go after him. He'll be disappointed if you don't. The lady in question is named Yellow Moon. She's a woman with a taste for the finer things in life. Safe to say you'll find her getting fitted for something in the Weavers Guild most every day. Good luck with the Inspector. You know, if I didn't know any better, I think that man would like that man likes me. But anyway, okay, we need to go survey the designated location in the Ul'dah mines and slay the Kobold Sentry to obtain a flawless Earth Crystal. What do you reckon, Ros? You up for that as a paladin? What level is it? Let's check it. It is level 50. What level is our gear? I think we can possibly handle this one. Maybe. Alrighty, let's find out where it is. So I'm going to just basically work my way down through here and we'll see what we can do. We do have a main story quest, except we are lined up for what we can do with that. So we can't guarantee doing 4 story quests today because we have to see how long it takes for the striking tree. And you know, the time I'm recording this, it's Good Saturday morning. It's Easter Saturday morning in Australia, but that does mean it is Good Friday over in the Northern Hemisphere, and it's quite possible that people are busy doing family things this weekend. My goodness, just think. I know, right? So, and I've noticed it's actually fairly quiet. It's also morning, so a lot of people may have been gaming late last night. Which means they're not silly like me and up at 4 o'clock in the morning. They're sleeping. They're smart. Alright, these guys are not going to bother us. We're level... Oh right, where is our white mage, aren't we? You know what, we will do this as our white mage. I know I completely forgot that I'd changed so I could sign up, but now that I've signed up, it says the average wait time is 5 minutes. So maybe people are waking up and ready to roll. Or it's later in the day in some parts of my area. Alright, well we're level 63 as our white mage. And no one is going to bother us unless we join. You're 4 or more levels above this fate. Yeah, it's level 47 fate. I mean, we could go down here and then level sync, because then we wouldn't get attacked by everything in the area. 5th Order Patriarch Blue, chosen of Python, has come to the Ul'dah mines. Yeah, let's do it. Alright, we just level synced, and what will happen is we now will draw every single kobold in sight. But we're going to try and stay down here. I know, I don't think it's going to let me cheat. Sorry, it's not cheating if you're tactically smart, is it? Surely not. I'm just curious to give my new Materia a run. I don't know if I'm actually seeing anything different, but... Oh no. Well, this is where I find out. We've got 6 minutes to murder him. Those bombs, that's just rough. Haha. I don't want to go too far, so I don't want to go out of the fate. Right. That was worth doing. 12,880 XP later. We're now at normal level. You know what? I just want to see what happens now. We might as well just do the thing and get the XP. I knew what else I didn't do, and I should probably stop and do it. Yeah, there's a couple of things. Firstly, let's grab some Geisel Greens. Invite our Chocobo out to play. Then I'm going to go Shift Control I, and I'm going to go I as... Oops, Shift Control I as well. And I'm going to just put all of these back in my saddlebag. Now that I've used as many of them as I want to. And we are going to forever remember the lesson of the Materia melder being a useful mammal, so that we too can be useful mammals. We need more gear with more Materia slots. Alright, now I feel better. Come on, bird, let's go. Alright, so Materia, so now we know more about our Materia melder and our I know I've got a bird in tow now. Things are gonna get ugly. You know what else I discovered the other day is if I go into Duty Finder, right, and I go to Duty Status, you can see how many people have joined up. And I am the absolutely only one. Wait, maybe I need to highlight that. Let's try this. Yeah, oh look, okay, go here. Yeah, see? What level is my paladin again? I know I'm going to have to remember to change it, but let's have a look at classes and jobs. Paladin is 51. So they will get mugged by everything in here, but I don't know, do I want a nice easy run this morning, or do I want to actually work for a living? Oh, too late. Let's go into destination. Survey the area. I sense a hostile presence. Of course I do. I'm invading someone's personal private space. Hey, and they're throwing bombs at me. I don't think that's fair. Okay, I am tearing them apart with the elements of nature. That's possibly it is fair then. Okay. Slay the Earth Kobold Sentry to obtain a flawless crystal. Now we need to go to the Sapsa spawning grounds, which means we need to teleport our way over to Aleport. And we need to obtain a flawless water crystal. Alright, let's go. So yeah, so it will depend, like if you're playing and you're whining about, or you're upset about how long it's taking people to do stuff, you've got to kind of be aware of what time of the year it is, whether there's a holiday on. So like in Australia, I know a lot of people have gone away for the Easter weekend. So there won't be a lot of people gaming. There's a lot of people who've gone to see family for the Easter weekend. They won't be gaming. So it's likely to be a very quiet weekend for I mean, I'll say all of this and then suddenly we'll have a thing pop. But my guess will be it's going to be a very quiet weekend for dungeons and things. Except for those of us who are not traveling and who are staying home. And who maybe don't have big family events on. So yeah, so there you go. Should we check in with the merchant mender to see if we need fixing? Maybe just for the stuff we're wearing. Repair gear. Teeny tiny repairs, let's get it done. That's a teeny tiny little bit less than we need fixed next time. What are we? Are we a white mage still? We are. because I am feeling like a peaceful run today. Other games wouldn't give me a peaceful run regardless of my level compared to the level of the area, but what I do like about this one is that if I am of high enough level, the monsters go, you know what, that is too big and too scary to mess with. And they leave me alone, and I get to just be peaceful. I don't know what that is. That's definitely not peaceful. Bird, you and me are going for a fly. That's that A, it won't ignore me, and B, it's right in the middle of my tunnel that I need. So I'm gonna cluck my way over this way, and we'll go find this this thing we need to do, and maybe I can just drop in, possibly down here, without getting killed. No, over there. So what I'm looking for now is just like a gap in the roof. Yeah, there we go. I'm just going to fly my way down this one, right into the holiest of holies. Thanks, bird. You're awesome. Come and help me beat up a sentry. I didn't feel like facing the hunt target all by myself. I am not that good. Are you a sentry? You look like a sentry. Hi. Do you wish to protect your gem thing? I think you should. There we go. No, you know why? Because I have to wait at the designated location. Let's go find it. He'll let me through. I forgot. It's a destination and a specific little Sahagan we need to pick on. He'll appear in a minute and make his presence known and felt. Because he won't be happy to see us. You can blame him, really. Oh, that's not my paralysis thing. Yeah, okay, I see. I do have a little bit of work to do here. Okay, so this is Holy. Holy needs to go here. That needs to go there. Otherwise, next time I'm trying to heal someone, that needs to just be gone because that is the one I embarrassingly put there when I forgot I had it already up. This is Medica. I'm going to whack that over here. This is, yeah, Cure 3. No, I want that over here. Where's the one that creates a barrier around the person? I have not got that yet. No, that's Cure 2, Medica 2, Holy, Stone, Arrow. Okay, so they're all good. That's what I keep for my higher levels. The sooner I've got on 8 because it's depoisoning people. Go quick, resurrect. Yep. Sleep, I don't use that very often. I'm going to whack that over there. My yoink ability for getting friends out of trouble. Afflict Solace. I think I have this on... Okay, I have it on 5 usually because I have another ability on 2. We'll pop that on 5 so I can just keep consistency across my abilities. Alrighty, where are we going to go? Rambroes, which means we want to travel over to Mordona. Let's do it the lazy way. Okay, it is the expensive way as well, I might add. So, think about it before you do it. And then we're going to go for a fly. I love this thing, this flying thing. It's so good. Basically, well, you guys probably won't be doing these quests unless you've finished. What do you mean I can't fly any higher? Oh, okay. And also, what do you mean I'm going in the wrong direction? Of course I am. Follow the little shieldy thing on your screen and you won't get too lost. Yeah, so you guys will be doing this after you can fly too, so I guess I'm not doing you any favors by taking the long way and running across the ground anymore. So we'll do a lot more flying than we have been. I am so excited for getting to new regions now. I've just hit Shadowbringers, and I'm enjoying I'm finding it really hard to get my head around, but I'm enjoying it immensely. How progress your efforts in infiltrating the Beastman's strongholds? Well done. Here, look, I have stuff for you, even. So these are the famed flawless crystals of the beast tribes. I've seen countless specimens from I know not how many excavations, but nothing to compare with these. Their purity is astounding. You have done well, Roselore. With these in our possession, we lack only the crystals of fire and wind. The former lies in Zaharak, the war camp of the Melder in Thanalan, the latter in Natalan, the roost of the Ixal in the hills of Korthus. You can expect them to be as closely guarded as the first two, if not more so. Still, I look forward to receiving word of your resounding success. Now, I know it doesn't look like I'm progressing the main story quest here, but we actually do need to do some of the Syracuse stuff before we can leave this area and enter Heavenswood. So it's not too bad. Let's find where we are in Zaharak. We'll just teleport to Little Alamigo. Oh yeah, definitely. Then we're going to go for a bit of a fly. So there you go. Come on, bird. You me flying. Okay, there's my orange arrow on my mini map. We'll just head on out and fly toward that. My mount can fly no higher because I'm not supposed to fly over that mountain apparently here. Alrighty, do some canyon flying. It'll be fine. You know what though? If it takes a while to get to any of these, what we'll do is I'll either have to do some recording in the evening when I know there are a lot more people on, or and my family will be fine. I just have to get the time with them, or I will just have to wait till there are more people on at this time of day. One of those. Destination. I know, average wait time has gone from 5 to 15 minutes in the 16 minutes that I've been waiting. Let's zap this guy. Hit him with a 4. So when I was hitting him with a 4 before, I wasn't doing what I was thinking I was doing. Oh, wow. Fluffy! You just walloped that poor thing. Did we get that? We did. Alright, let's go over here to Perthus. Oh, that's what that is. Radio. I know I'm paying a lot more attention with my on-screen character than I have been with my off-screen, so it's actually pretty good. Let's go. Come on, Fluffy. You me fly. Let's go. It's a bit of distance through the snow. I'm not in the mood for travelling through cold like that. Alrighty. I think it'll let me scoot my way across this mountain top and then down. Normally you go around the big chasm in the earth and go around it up to the back and you come up this way. But we're just gonna fly quickly our way through here to our destination. Alright, Budgie Bird, get ready to fight. See, he just dumps me because he knows we're about to party. Get it, boy. I'll stun him for you, and then I'll hit him again. I'm not sure my stun works very well once I've smashed him with a disaster over time, damage over time ability. Alrighty, let's go back to St. Conak's Find. Let's go. Looks like we get to finish a quest. That's always awesome. We'll start also setting up some of those other ones that I need to travel and talk to people about, so that we can just make sure that we're able to get it done when the time comes. Alrighty, time for a bit of a fly again. Hey bird, let's go. Yeah, it does help if I'm actually hitting the right key. I know a lot of times my fingers do travel across to the next key. Let's go. We're getting better at picking out Rambroes' tent, aren't we? Here we are. Roselore, it's good to see you. Tell me, were you able to obtain the remaining crystals from the beastmen? I sure was. Just click here and here. Thank you to the person who told me that one. Wonderful! With all 4 crystals in hand, we're now ready to proceed to the next stage of our preparations. I hope I did not give the impression that we will be embarking on our journey to the Crystal Tower just yet. Alas, there is another step which must be completed ere we come to that. While the crystals you acquired are indeed flawless, they are of little use to us in their present form. If they're to reflect the elemental forces of the tower's defences, they must needs be cut and polished. A process which calls for a very particular set of materials. Procuring them will be a challenge in itself, I fear. Needless to say, we'll be requiring your services once again, and you shall have them. Alright. Sanding it down, Rambroes wishes to proceed with the shaping of the flawless crystals. If the flawless crystals you procured for us are to retain their elemental purity during the shaping process, a very specific set of abrasive substances will be required. Well, I say substances, but one might as well call them one substance, namely ether sand, which has 4 elementally aspected varieties. Alas, ether sand is neither common nor cheap. Indeed, it is not unusual for the abrasive to exceed the value of the precious stones it is used to polish. Given the rarity of the materials in question, the Goldsmiths Guild in Ul'dah seemed the likeliest place to purchase the quantity we require. When I contacted the Guildmaster, however, I was informed that no ether sand was currently available. Though I requested that word be sent as soon as new stock came in, I have yet to receive aught but apologies. I should mention at this point that I placed the order some time before you procured the flawless crystals. I am well aware that acquiring ether sand is no small feat, of course, and I am not an impatient man, but I fear the more we delay our investigation, the greater the risk that the tower's secrets may fall into the hands of other, less savoury parties. That's why I wish to entrust you with the payment for our purchase and send you to speak directly with Guildmaster Serendipity. Mayhap the presence of such a distinguished personage will spur the guild into action. In any event, it is my hope that when next we meet, you will have found at least one of the 4 varieties of ether sand we require. Good point. Very good point. Alright, where are we going? In Ul'dah, you know our home crystal is set to Ul'dah, I believe, so that should be a nice cheap trip back to the steppes of Nuld. Alright. Got a little bit of time. Let's go visit Serendipity. So basically, the Crystal Tower, there's a couple of reasons you want to do this particular opportunity quest, and the first one is that when you first get it, it tells you that you're going to need it in order to progress through to Heavensward. Right, that's probably your most driving force. But the second one is if you're into the Moogle treasure trove hunts, then you'll also want it for that because the tower sometimes features in that, so always worth unlocking it just so you've got the option for earning more of the special tomestones in those events. Serendipity. Ah, Mistress Seraphina, welcome, welcome. What brings you here, if I may ask? Well, I have some money. Here we go. You're here on behalf of the Sons of St. Coinac? What fortunate timing! I was just about to contact Master Rambroes with the news that we finally managed to acquire a quantity of fire-aspected ether sand. I'm afraid it may be some time before we can supply the other 3 varieties, but you are welcome to settle accounts for that which we have now. Pray speak with Jemima over there. Ah, I do beg your pardon. It seems she's assisting another customer. Come on, there must be something you can do. Without that sand, we'll have to rethink our whole design. I sympathise with your plight, sir, but as I explained, the ether sand in question is already spoken for. If you'd like to reserve the next shipment, then I would be happy to accept the funds you've offered as partial payment. Partial? As you say, it's not enough. I'm already stretched in our research budget, as it is. I suppose a man can do without a midday meal for a year or 2. Roselore, it's been too long. What brings you here then? Got your eye on something expensive, have you? Yeah, the ether sand that she won't give you. I'm so sorry, Biggs. Well now, that is quite a money pouch. The sound of so many gil clinking together is strangely satisfying, is it not? Calming and yet invigorating at the same time. Oh no, you're here for the ether sand. The blooming ether sand, aren't you? I can't do a Scottish accent this morning. I'm really sorry, because he does have a Scottish accent. Well, it's like this, Biggs. You see, well, I can't deny the Allagan civilization's a subject worth researching. The chief said he was looking into something big, but we never thought to ask him what. Wedge and I have been too busy tinkering with a new airship design to think of much else. When I say tinkering, wrestling would be more like. Still, after much wringing of hands and gnashing of teeth, we've managed to put together a prototype crystal-powered propulsion system. We got the idea for it when we heard how you lot had used a corrupted crystal on board the Enterprise, as a matter of fact. Anyway, to cut a long story short, our design calls for all 4 varieties of ether sand. And that's why I just can't relinquish my claim on this batch here, even for you, lass. How are we meant to usher in a brave new age of technological innovation if not by technologically innovating, eh? While I hesitate to interrupt such an impassioned speech, duty compels me to point out that this lady is a representative of the organization that reserved the ether sand in question, to mention nothing of the fact that her purse is considerably larger than yours. Oh, it's like that, is it? Sigh. Oh no. All right, this batch is yours. I'll let you have it. Feel like you got a choice, Biggs. But if you're going to take my sand, it's only fair you grant me a role in this project of yours. I'll take that as a yes. It's not every day you get a chance to experiment with the wonders of the ancients. With any luck, they'll inspire me to think up another technological innovation or two. So glad he's not mad at me. Well, not that mad anyway. All right. I guess. So, Biggs. I guess I'm talking to you then. Oh, I am too. Hi. Now then, from what you've told me, I guess you'll be needing the other 3 varieties of elementally aspected ether sand as well, right? Then rather than sitting on your rump waiting for a shipment that may never come, I reckon your time would be better spent looking for the stuff yourself. And it just so happens that I know of a good place to start. There is said to be a peddler in northern Thanalan who, very occasionally, handles the earth aspected variety of ether sand. Wedge is in the process of confirming the rumour as we speak. I know what you're thinking. When did my timid little friend decide he didn't need me to hold his hand anymore? The answer being, just the other day. Seems he's been inspired by a certain adventurer's heroic example. I thought he was joking when he volunteered to go to Thanalan without me. I just hope he manages to stay out of trouble. Oh no, Biggs, you and me both. Head out to Blue Fog and you should find him poking about with his new bodyguard. Oh, did I mention her? Wedge thought it might be wise to hire an adventurer to accompany him, just in case your heroic example turned out to be less inspiring than he first thought. I like you, Biggs, but that was mean. All right, Blue Fog it is. Have we unlocked it yet? I think so. Maybe. No, we did. Oh, thank goodness. I was going to say, no, we haven't. We've got some jogging in our future, but we don't today. Boom. Let's zippity Ul'dah away over that way. Camp Blue Fog. Alright, where's my arrow? Budgie bird. Should we go for a bit of a flight? Because I suspect our young friend... Oh, wait a minute. That looks like something I should be following up. Save your greetings. If you're looking for a hired blade, then you'll have to look elsewhere. After the day I've had, the only company I crave is the squat, silent type. The type that has a handle and holds no less than a pint of ale. You wish to hear my tale? I warn you, 'tis no stirring tale. Oh, God, I missed that. We were hired by little Lullafell, and the supply of sand that he wanted has been stolen by bandits. Determined not to return empty-handed, we crept into the bandits' stronghold and set about locating the stolen goods. Long story short, alarms were raised, rogues were woken, and we fled in blind panic. I was separated from my employer in the confusion. I've not seen him since. Friend of yours, is he? Then you'd best be prepared for the worst. 'Tis just possible the poor sod may yet be lost in the old Amagina mithril mine, but I fear the bandits will have caught up with him by now. You call yourself a sword for hire, and you left your principal behind. Lady, I have naught but contempt for that kind of negligence. Whoops, she says, screwing herself on a gate. Let's go. Alright, what do we got? That does look a little ominous. If I don't look down, I should be fine, but, whoa, stomach just went into free fall. Oh, look. No, that's a platform. Actually, that wouldn't be the thing I'm looking for, would it? No, that's the ultimate ballo. We're still waiting on a call for that. No, there's my orange arrow up in the top little corner here. Alright, let's see what we can find. We are sanding it down, rescuing Wedge from the abandoned Amagina mithril mine. Abandoned? That doesn't sound too bad, does it? Oh no, this could be terrible. Let's come down on the edge of town here. Right in the middle of a fate, hey? Ooh, how much time has it got to run? 7 minutes and 37 seconds. What do you say, Budgie? You and me? We'll go and mangle the Red Baron. That's a grenade. That's the Bomb Baron. I have a feeling the minute we do this, we're going to get inundated by bombs. Let's see how we go, shall we? Let's go. Go get him. Okay, that was my ability going off. I probably need to I need to probably heal Fluffy in a minute. We might do that. Yeah, let's heal Fluffy. And I might give Fluffy a little barrier. Oh no, I've got a friend. Yeah, and he's going to keep me busy. Let me just fix him for a minute, shall I? Alright, Fluffy is tanking for me. So what I might do is I might DPS for Fluffy then. Like a good little healer. When we're not healing, we're DPSing. You know the rules? Alright, let's try not to get ourselves in the middle of anything else. Let's heal our Fluffy. We'll give him a 2. Go back to our Bomb Baron. Whack that with some dirt. Nothing like dirt putting out a fire. I know the risk when you do this, when you're waiting for something, is wow, ow. Fluffy, yeah, Fluffy. Right, let's replenish our damage over time. I keep going to call it a disaster over time. It's only a disaster for when they're killing. The risk when you're doing a thing like this, there we go, 13,000 XP, is that your, where are we? We're looking for Wedge. Is that the thing will pop when you're in the middle of something. Alright, the lunatic followers are not lunatic enough. If I was Wedge, I'd be hiding. Alright, clearly he's not hiding back here, right? Because Wedge is good at hiding. He might not be good at a lot of things, but he is good at hiding. What about in a building? Haha, I found you. Wedge, hey, how you doing? You alright, buddy? You are alright. How could I be so stupid? Sneaking into a bandit's lair? It's just not the sort of thing I do. And now I'm going to die for it. No, I just need to calm down. I can do this. I can be brave. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to walk out of here. Here we go. You watch, he's about to mess himself. Ah! I'm sorry. Please don't kill me. I promise I'll leave and never come back. Hey, chill. Roselore, it's really you? But how did you find me? Can you smell fear? Actually, ignore that smell. I expect you're wondering why I'm here. Well, I'm just in the process of retrieving some stolen ether sand which Biggs and I need for our research, as it happens. It was, I concede, perhaps a touch foolish and very nearly fatal, but I did succeed in snatching the stuff before my bodyguard ran away and several dozen bandits came piling after me with knives and axes and what looked very much like a plank with a rusty nail in it. Anyway, the important thing is that stolen ether sand is right here in my oh dear, it must have fallen out when I was taking evasive maneuvers. It seems I won't be leaving this infernal place for a while yet. Well, why don't I find it for you? You'll find the ether sand in my stead. Yeah? That's what friends do. Thank the gods! You're a true friend. Roselore, I hope the search doesn't prove too troublesome. The bandits don't seem to care too much for visitors. The bandits know better than to mess with me. You stay right there. We'll go and scare ourselves some bandits. and maybe find some ether sand. Now these guys are ignoring me at the moment, but I don't think they're going to ignore me for much longer. Earth cradled ether sand in that nice and shiny. Let's grab that, shall we? A little bit far away. Should we turn around and maybe try again? Yeah. There we go. Don't try and do it from a weird angle. The game doesn't like it. Alright, let's get wedge. Okay, they're not gonna... So if you're doing this at the level you're supposed to be doing it, these guys are really bothersome and you've got to be on your toes. But if you come in at an obscenely much higher level than you're supposed to be, they do tend to leave you alone. Roselore, have you had any luck locating the ether sand? I sure have. Here you go. Yes, that's it. I must return to the workshop at once and tell Biggs the wonderful news. What's that? You're also on a mission to collect ether sand, and you're working with the chief? A treasure trove of Allag knowledge, you say? I see. Then you should really be the one to have this. Biggs and I are far from exhausting all possible avenues of airship innovation, but it sounds as if your problem can't be solved by any other means. This expedition of yours sounds jolly interesting, I must say. I'm half inclined to join you. In fact, I think I will. Any venture worth the chief's time must be worth a look. I love these guys. Right, I'm more than ready to leave this awful place behind, and you should return to Mordona with that ether sand before there are any more, little mishaps. Be sure to keep a close eye on your pockets, Roselore. And then he runs out. I rescue him, and then he runs out and leaves me, because he's like that. Let us head back to Mordona. Right, might help if I clicked on Revenant's Toll. And then I think what we'll do is we'll fly on out to St. Poinax. And before I go any further, because I do have to end this episode, I'm actually going to pop out of Duty Finder. It's been, it started with a 5-minute average wait time. I've waited 37 minutes and the average wait time has gone up to 30 minutes. So my guess is this is indeed a terrible weekend for trying to find a battle, at least in the morning. Because it could be that that most of the people who play will be playing this evening. Which is very good for Strastari, who will be trying to run a dungeon. But I could be wrong. I did get distracted by whatever that was. Wait, that wasn't another adventurer who might need help, was it? Oh no, those were hippogriffs ending a fate. That's okay. Fine, that's good. Alrighty. Well, let's talk to Rammbroes. Matter of fact, I'm thinking we might leave talking to Rammbroes till the beginning of the next episode, because then I will have a good starting point. And I won't be distracted by Materia Melders. Alright, but on that note, guys, I'm going to bid you adieu. If you enjoyed the episode, if it was in any way helpful to you, please hit that like button. If you want to see more, if there's something you want me to explore, please hit subscribe, but also just please put, even if you don't, please put a comment down in the, a note down in the comments for things that you'd like me to take a closer look at in a future episode. It probably won't be for a while because I am recording ahead, but feel free. I'm happy to chase down things you're interested in. Alright, on that note, I'm going to bid you adieu. Have a great week out there, and I will check you later. Take care.